Hi everyone, welcome back to my sewing channel. I am Cynthia and I am in my sewing room as always. And I thought I would do something a little different for today's Friday Sews. I thought I would do a tour of my sewing room. This would be the last tour of the year because it is now December 1st, 2023. And I have been working on this sewing room since probably since even before I started my channel, probably 3 or 4 years ago. Now, it's been a slow process because it seems like just when I get on a sewing kick and I use some of my fabric behind me, I go shopping and I buy more fabric. So it's a vicious cycle of not having enough room for all my pretties that I would like. I don't know the size of this room. It's a pretty decent size. It is kind of like I think it was set up to be like a guest room. It's on the other side of my kitchen. It doesn't technically have a closet, but it does have a bump out that you could make into a closet. And I think we did have racks there when we first moved in and before I changed it all. So I thought I would show you what it looks like today. Now it's a little askewed a little bit because I do have Christmas presents here as well. I do hide usually my family's Christmas presents, don't tell them, in this room. And sometimes in the past, I've lost them. I've lost them in this room because I either forgot about it, I couldn't find it, I hid them a little too well. I'm sure everybody knows how that goes sometimes. So there's been a time where I think it was like in the summer and I was cleaning out a certain area of the craft room and I found 2 gifts that I forgot to give my husband. Probably the year before, or maybe even the year before that. So I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to make a conscious effort to know exactly where all the stuff is. So I will leave the room and then show you what it looks like. And I do have a playlist because this is not the first time I've done this, so I have a little bit of a playlist of all the times I've taken videos of my room, and I think you would have to agree that it has gotten better. It definitely has gotten better. I would love to hear all the other YouTubers or people who have sewing rooms. How do you keep it clean? Do you sew in one room and then keep your fabric and your supplies in another room? I would love to know. I know that a lot of the Friday Sews people that I watch and enjoy very much have such clean, functional sewing rooms. Like right now, as you'll see when I scan the room, right today I cannot sew in here. So what I do is I get all my supplies and I go to my kitchen and I sit at the dining room table and I sew there. But I do have to say at least 97% of my fabric and supplies are here in this room. My sewing machine is currently in the kitchen. My cutting table, which is huge, and I don't think it would even fit in here, is in my living room, but it folds up. So it's not in the way of being, distracting to anybody. So, so it has gotten better. I'm really hoping to actually be able to sew in this room and do all sewing things related in this room. So that is my goal. Hopefully I will do it by the end of 2024. I'm going on a fabric diet, so to speak. I'm not going to be buying any more fabric. I'm doing, in some of my other videos, I've talked about doing charity sewing. I'm making blankets for the NICU with my scraps and some of the fabrics behind me that I may only have like a yard of and don't really know what to do with. I might use those for blankets or for Project Dress a Girl or, various other things. So that I'm hoping to do more of that to get more room in my sewing room. So without further ado, I am going to show you what I affectionately call my sewing room. So hold on. Okay, this is what I use as a door to my craft room. I don't have an official door, but we do have a track with hooks. So I had made this quilt, and if you've been with me from the beginning, the other side is with the backdrop to most of my early videos. So when you open that up, you come in. Okay, it is a mess. I'm not going to deny it, but I could walk in it. If you saw some of my other videos, walking in the room was a little bit hazardous to my health. This is a costume for my daughter about 2 years ago. I have not done a video on how I made that. It is an original design that she created, but I did use some patterns to make it. So I have that hanging up here. And then I have, let me get my finger. That's a Christmas present, so ignore that. That won't be here much longer. And then this box over here is some of fabric that I want to donate to my daughter's school. So, because she's in a fashion class. And I got bolts of fabric over here. And then I got, fabric over here. I'm going to take that off. I got fabric. All this is fabric. I got some zippers. And then up here, guess what? More fabric. I'm going to put that here. This is a toolbox that has all my knitting needles and crochet hooks. And they're on my rulers. I've lost these and then recently found them. So I was very excited. So I'm putting them there so that I don't lose them. Now it's above my head, so I'm not going to get injured. Thankfully. At least not by the rulers. I can't say anything about the rest of the stuff in my craft room. More fabric. These are kind of sheets or big bulky pieces of fabric. There's flannels that don't fit on my comic book boards. There's some fleece and then some sheets. And I got pink fur. I so want to make a purse out of that. And these are my bookshelves. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bookshelves here. Stuff on it. Got big things of like chenille yarn up there. And then got bolts of fabric down there. A box of miscellaneous fabric. Another box. This is my sewing table. It was functional at one point. It is getting there. My boxes of scraps. I have 2 lights that I could see. I have even like a phone holder, iPad holder. Here is a birthday balloon from my youngest daughter's birthday in September. It's still good from mid-September, from the dollar store no less. Still has plenty of life in it. And then this is the side that you guys don't normally get to see. I have vinyl for my creek cut. I use a lot of that for making signs for Girl Scouts. I have a bolt of foam when I thought I'd be making a lot more purses. And there's some fleece remnants that I'm going to be using to make Christmas presents, which I'll discuss during Vlogmas. Those 2 hat boxes have yarn in there. I don't have too much yarn. I kind of stopped knitting or slowed down on my knitting and crocheting. Some of these canvas bags have projects that are half worked on. I got little odds and ends and some of those fabric bins. I bought those at the dollar store too. Love them. So it's more of my... And then this is my proudest part, is my patterns. I love the way I sorted my patterns. I need to make a little more room so I could sort them a little more. Because right now I just have it sorted by plus size, which is usually for me. Regular size for my daughters. And then like unisex, cosplay. But I like to break it down even more than that to get more detailed so I could find things a little easier. Okay, here are a lot of fabric scraps as well. Some knit, some other stuff that I need to go through. Okay, and then back there is my patterns, my PDF patterns that I use. Once I print them and use them, or even my big 4 patterns, I put them in a manila folder, and manila envelope, and put them there. Here are all my reference materials, various knitting, crochet magazines, sewing magazines, books. There is my backup sewing machine. I'm not 100% sure that even works as of right now. But luckily, knock on wood, I don't need it. I have my current sewing machine is working great. Here are some Christmas ornaments, my paint. And then up here, I don't think I ever talked about that. Right up here is an actual knitting machine. I would love to get that out of the box, get that dusted off, oiled, so that I can actually use it. I do know how to use it. I took a class on using the knitting machine. I have a knitting machine and a ribber so that I can make sweaters. That bag, that box right there, that's blue. That's old Barbie dolls that my stepmom gave me. They're from like the 60s. They're right up there, all nice and safe. And then the black bag right next to it is scrapbooking stuff. I used to be Creative Memories worker, I guess, or a seller, and that's all my supplies. And here is just more of a mess. Now, this stuff I was going through when I was doing my scraps, but it was in the living room. So we had to just put it in here so that we can put up our Christmas tree. So, and then you can see it's a pretty decent sized room. But I just have too much stuff. It's just too much stuff. And there's my chair. So this is all me. I take 100% responsibility for this mess. Okay, so as you all can see, I was not exaggerating when I said that this place is a mess. So, but I do say, and I hope it's true, when you go back and look at what it looked like before, like maybe a year ago, it was a lot worse. So it's getting better. And like I said, with the fabric diet and me shopping, shopping my stash, I guess, that it would be, a lot better soon. That is my plan. So let me know if you're like me and your room is a disaster, or let me know if you're a clean crafter. I would really like to get to be one of the crafters that you have a project in mind, you go to the store, you buy the supplies you need, you come home, you make said project, and then you process your scraps, you get rid of them, you process them, you do whatever you need to do, and then your room stays clean. Eventually, that is what I would like to happen. That is my goal. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's nice to have goals. So, well, thank you for spending time with me today. If you could please relate to this disaster, please give my video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions on what I should do. I know my main suggestion I have for myself is to start sewing up this stuff. I think that's like one of the main things I can do. Either that or just donate fabric, which I kind of don't want to do. I'd rather, if I'm going to donate it, I'd rather would make things from it to donate an actual item. But I'm open to suggestions. So once again, thank you for spending time with me today and coming into my disaster zone / craft room. And please subscribe so you don't miss any more of the videos or find out what I do with this. Or if nothing else, just to find out if I accomplish it by the end of the year, which I'm hoping. I'm hoping to maybe do another recap, maybe in the summer. I'll leave myself a note so I remember, so I can see before and after. So thank you for joining me. I hope where you are, the sun is shining. I hope your family is healthy. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season in whatever you celebrate. And I hope you are able to be creative every day, even if just for a little bit. So thank you for joining me, and I will hope to see you soon. Bye.